All right, Frankie from Flatbush reporting from Frankie from Flatbush headquarters, and it's a new headquarters, as you might remember. We're in a new place. We're in a new spot. We're in a new apartment. Hopefully, everything works out all right. But we got some news today. Today being Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, and the NFL Combine is going on right now. And so all the general managers and all the head coaches, well, not all of them, but most of them are down in Indianapolis, and they're talking to the media. And we got to hear from the brain trust of the Jets about what's going on for the first time since they had their introductory press conferences. And I thought they did very well. First up was Darren Mougey, the Moogster. It's going to be Mougey magic when we start signing some people, which we haven't done yet, except for a tight end. It was a blocker, but hey. But anyway, the first thing you notice is he's not playing around and he's not playing any games with the media about Aaron Rodgers. He's shutting it all off. He's saying, I'll say my piece about it. This is what we did, and that's it. I'm not taking any other questions. I'm not answering anymore. This is what happened. This is what we did. That's the end of it. And he also said that they never gave him an ultimatum, putting the lie once again to Diana Dushini, a very bad reporter with very nice knockers. But she's a very bad reporter, as we all know. And she should not be respected in the journalism game at all, whatsoever. She should be ignored constantly. But of course, because she works for The Athletic, people will defend her no matter what. But then the next thing I noticed, Mougey talked about the collaborative process, and all the GMs will talk about that. Nothing special, but it's right in line with how all the GMs talk about it. And he gave the insight into what they've been doing these past 2 weeks into the media, so they could hear about that. Um, did say that we can either trade up, trade back. We're open to doing anything. That's what all the GMs say. Not a surprise at all. We might move up, we might move back, we might stick where we are. That's no surprise. Positive comments about Tyrod Taylor. You would expect nothing less. He's on the roster. We have him. He's had some success in the NFL, even going back to his old Buffalo days. So because he's here, of course, we're going to have positive comments about him. Why not? But also that they have a plan for Devontae Adams. We don't know what that plan is yet. He's on the roster currently, but we'll see what they want to do with Mr. Devontae Adams moving forward. Then AG came to the podium and talked about winning now. So anybody who thinks we're going into a rebuild, I don't think so. And from the comments from AG, I don't think so. I think we're going to try to win now. And they're looking for winners. We got to have winners on this team. We don't want any losers. We want winners, he said. And then Zach Rosenblatt, also of The Athletic, you notice a trend here, asked him a trap question. How confident are you that you can find a quarterback better than Aaron Rodgers? That's a trap question, right? That is a douchebag, dirty journalism question by Zach Douchey Rosenblatt, whatever his name is. But it's not, and we can, we've come to understand these people. This is how they operate. So it's not a surprise. But I thought that Aaron Glenn handled it very, very well. He knew it was a trap question, and he said, "Look, I'd like to talk about some of the other players we have on our team. I understand the quarterback position is very, very important, but can we talk about Quinnen Williams? Can we talk about Quincy Williams? Can we talk about Garrett Wilson? Can we talk about Brees Hall? Can we talk about AVT? Can we talk about Joe Tippmann? Can we talk about these people who are not the quarterback?" And I thought it was a nice response. And he's not going to fall prey to those trap questions, hopefully, by the media. And hopefully the fans will give him a little bit of grace because understanding the way the media operates is essential, I think, to not not allowing them to shape the narrative, and instead just seeing what they actually do. And they haven't done anything yet, Mougey and Glenn, and judging off of that rather than the narratives, the predefined narratives that the media already has written up. We're confident that we're trying to win games. Aaron Glenn said that's what he's confident in. He's trying to win games, not. But why? Whatever quarterback we get, that's who we get. He has spoken to Quinn Williams about his rebuild comment. It was subsequently deleted. Um, and he said, as men, we talk about it, and we're going to keep our conversations in house. He also talked about coachability and compatibility in terms of his staff, which I thought was an interesting comment. He not only wanted the best big name coaches that you could get maybe on your staff, but also do you coach well together? Are you compatible as a staff? Do you all work well together? I thought that was an interesting comment. I haven't heard that so much over the years. So maybe that's something good where we have a compatible staff. Maybe not the greatest staff you've ever heard of in terms of big names, but maybe they just work well together. Um, we're going to have the Detroit model of collaboration. But he also spoke about something that was very interesting about Steve Hyden. So one of the big questions on the staff I had is in terms of the offensive line coach, which is the most important coach on the entire team of coaches, other than the coordinators. And he said that guy is an offensive line coach at heart, and even though he was coaching the tight ends over in Detroit, he was saying the tackles go over and want to work with Steve Hyden. So I don't know what that says about the O line coach. I'm not sure what that says about the O line coach of Detroit, although their line coach is well respected. I forget his name at the moment, but but that was interesting, and that he feels there's no problem with Steve Hyden coaching the offensive line after being a tight ends coach and being a tight end in the league, actually. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But if you think about it, everywhere on the staff that has inexperience, they put an experienced guy right next to the person. Aaron Glenn is an inexperienced head coach. Let's get Steve Wilkes to be right next to him, and Glenn talked about that. Tanner Engstrom is an inexperienced offensive coordinator. Let's get Scott Turner in here as a guy with some experience right next to him to help him along. Chris Banjo, inexperienced at being a special teams coordinator. All right, let's have old Kevin O'Day, 23 years of experience, right next to him as the assistant, and let's get Coach Westhoff in here during training camp for a little extra experience, and let's get Jonathan Berger in here as game management coach, essentially, replacing Shamash, Coach Smash, they called him Shamash. Who I think landed in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken. He landed somewhere, but that guy has like 30 years of experience in the NFL, including working at the NFL with the referees on the videos and all that, video replay and all that. 30 years of experience. Let's get that guy, Coach Berger. So wherever we have inexperience, we then put experience next to it. I think it's a good plan. Even the GM, Mougey, inexperienced at GM. Let's bring in Rick Spielman as a complement to Mougey to compensate for the inexperience. The inexperienced guys are obviously bringing something to the table. They're up and comers. They're there for a reason. They were highly desired people, especially Aaron Glenn, for example. Well, but they're inexperienced, so let's compensate for that by putting someone adjacent to them who has the experience. It's a sound plan. Is it going to work? Who knows? But makes sense, at least for now. But let me know what you think about AG and Mougey. I thought they did well today at the Combine with their press conferences, so we'll see. But if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that. We're trying to get up to 1,000. Otherwise, just please like the video. You can also join the Inner Circle. We're putting out interesting content, exclusive content for members only. You get that if you join the Inner Circle by clicking the join button down below. It's $5 a month if you'd like to support the channel. Otherwise, this is Frankie from Flatbush reporting from Frankie from Flatbush headquarters. Until next time, go Jets.